Hello class, this is my Project 2 progress report. My Project 2 progress is I've completed the schematic, drawing the schematics, and part of my changes for this project is I had to input a power supply here to actually power the Arduino and also power my circuit boards that I'll be testing. Will also finish the PCB board layout design. This is what it looks like here. I designed it to fit the Arduino right on top. You can see that I have 3 different circuits here going on, and all 3 different circuits are on the actual board itself. This circuit is going to be testing the voltages on the circuit boards that we'll be testing. This is my power supply voltage regulator for the actual system. And here's my header connectors for the LCD and to power the LCD screen. Right here is the circuit that I just said that I just built. I'll have 24 volt DC going into the system, and then coming out of the system will be 24 volts to power the actual circuit boards that we'll be measuring. And then I have a voltage regulator, a DC to DC voltage regulator that will be converting our 24 volt DC input into a 9 volt DC output, and that 9 volt DC output is going to be powering the Arduino. So before I was powering the Arduino with the USB cable, just the 5 volts. But if you actually use the voltage input on the Arduino, you can use anywhere from 7 to, I believe it was 15 volt input, and I just decided to use 9 volts, so I got a 9 volt regulator. These are all the components that I'll be using in my system. Here's my PCB. So I was able to finish the PCB layout, and I actually got my PCB made. This is my first PCB that I ever made, so it's pretty cool. Actually, after I got all the files done, you actually send the Gerber files over to a company that will make these for you. And I had Sunstone Circuits make this for me. I actually bought 2 of them, circuits. Here's my second circuit board, and it's actually populated already. All my components came in, and I actually have header connectors on here. One is for my LEDs, one is for my voltages I'll be measuring, my 24 volt input, my 24 volt output, and for my LED, the switch on off for my box to show that it's on. I also have header connectors down here that will allow me to mount right onto the Arduino. You can see that the Arduino is the same shape as my board I designed, and actually they'll just sit right on top, so it'll snap on right like that, and it's a nice little stack. Some of my learnings from this, as I mentioned last time, even the senior electrical engineers here don't get their boards done or right on the first time. So my board, some of my learnings, you can see where I put a header connector right on top of the USB, so it's actually touching it. So I have to make sure that it doesn't short out, and I put an insulator there. That was one of the learning. Oh, also my voltage regulator. I forgot to measure the pad on the actual voltage regulator, and you can see that my pad on my actual circuit board is a lot bigger than the voltage regulator, but it'll still work. It's okay. My final steps before I actually build this, put it in a box. I want to make sure that I measure all the voltage outputs and make sure that everything's working, because I don't want to fry the Arduino or the LCD screen. And then I'll be able to build the housing. Here are my references. Thank you guys very much.